Hi, this is Fatima. Here let us discuss how to create a form using form tag helpers in ASP.NET Core MVC. Before proceeding to this video, watch my previous video where we have discussed about anchor, image and environment tag helpers. Tag helpers that helps in form creation. We commonly use these tag helpers to create a form in ASP.NET Core MVC application. This form tag helper, input tag helper, label tag helper, TextArea tag helper, radio button tag helper and select tag helper. We also have the validation tag helper. We will discuss the validation tag helper and model binding in our upcoming videos. In this video, let us see how to create this form using the form tag helpers. This is an ASP.NET Core web application we have created with a simple empty project template. Let us use this in order to understand the form tag helper in ASP.NET Core MVC application. Here we are having these many navigation menu list items. On click of this add product, it shows as of now the HTTP error 404. This is because we are not having any action method add under this home controller class and its associated view also. So let us first create the action method and its associated view in our code. Let us modify this home controller class to have some action method add to return the add product view. So let us create an add view inside this home folder. Right click on this, add new item, choose razor view, name it as add. So in order to create a form view in this ASP.NET Core MVC, we need to use the form tag helper. Let us remove this auto-generated code. Let us add the title as add product page. ASP-control to home controller and the action method to add. These two tag helpers, ASP-controller and this ASP-action method, specifies the controller and the action method to which the form data is going to be submitted. This method type specifies whether it is a GET request or the POST request. We want to issue a POST request when the form is submitted, so we set this method type as POST here. If we didn't specify this controller and the action name using these tag helpers, then by default when the form is submitted, it will be invoke the same action method of the controller which renders the form. Now let's run the application and see whether it shows the HTTP 404 error or not. So let us click on this add product page. Instead of showing HTTP 404, it now shows the add view page. Now let us include the other tag helpers in order to receive the input from the user. We want a form to add a new product. So the model for our view is this product class. So let us have an input field like name, description and price in order to receive the input from the user. So let us use the input tag helper. This input tag helper in ASP.NET Core binds an HTML input element to a model expression in the razor view. Here let us set the value of this tag helper to the name property of the product class. As you see here, you will get the intelligence while setting the value property. If we change the property name in the product class, then we have to change the value assigned to this tag helper. If we do not change the value assigned to this tag helper, then we will get a compiler error. With this change, now let's run the application. Click on the add product and see its view page source. The input tag helper generates the input element with ID and name attributes, and both the attributes are set to the value as name. Add some label. Now let us add some label tag helper in ASP.NET Core. Label. This label tag helper in ASP.NET Core generates a label with for attribute. So the ASP-for attribute is used to link the label with its corresponding input element. So let us give the value as name. Let's run the application. Click on this add. When we click on this label, this input element will receive the focus because this label is linked with this input element, and both the label for attribute and the input element ID attribute have the same value name. So let us include some TextArea tag helper. This TextArea tag helper in ASP.NET Core is very much similar to this input tag helper, but specifically targets the text area element instead of the input element. Let us add the ASP-for tag helper attribute for this text area element. So let us name it as description. So this TextArea tag helper was able to generate the name and ID properties based on this name of the property specified in this ASP-for attribute. In order to display the TextArea with a specified number of rows and columns, let us mention the rows and columns. Rows equal to 10 and the columns. Let us have some label tag helper for this TextArea tag helper also. Name it as description. So now this label element is linked with this TextArea tag helper element. Changes in place. Now let's run the application and see the output. and click on this add product. See the description label with the text area tag helper. Now if you see, we keep these labels and text area inside the separate div element, so it's looking like this. Let us add the select tag helper in ASP.NET Core that generates a select tag with its associated option elements. In this, we want the select element to display the size of the product, and also we want a label which should be linked with the select element. Let us do it. Select tag helper, ASP-for element is equal to size. As of now, it's not showing the IntelliSense because we are not having any size under this product class. The options for this select element can be hard-coded here itself, or it can come from the enum, or even though from the database table. Let us see how it comes from the database table in a later session. Now let us use the enum. As of now, it's not showing any IntelliSense, so let us create an enum here. The size property. Let us create a new item. Class, name it as size enum. Click on add. Name it, change this to enum. Add some size here. Twin, single, double, king, queen and king size. So we are provided with 4 sizes here. So here if you see, the size property data type is size enum. Now if we see in this page, it will show the IntelliSense for the size property. So in order to get the items, we have to use ASP-items attribute. And use the HTML helper, HTML.get enum select list. Mention the enum name, that is size. Mention the data type, that is size. To get the options for the select element. So let us have some label element that should link with this select element. Keep it inside the div element. So now this label is linked with the select, and we kept these under this div tag. This changes in place. Now let's run the application. So and click on this add product. You can see the size select element. Right click on this page source. So if you see here, the select tag helper generates a select element and its associated option elements. Here the sizes comes from the enum size we have created under the models folder. When you click on this size, this select element will receive the focus. Now we have added for this price field also. With these changes, now let's run the application. Click on this add product. Right click on this page source. We just created the input tag helper for the price property of the product, but it generates the input element as expected with validations also. So now let us have some button like add here. So type button tag, set the type as submit, name it as add, keep it under div tag. With these changes in place, now let's run the application. When you click on this add product, you will see the form as expected. When you click on this add product, you will see the form as expected. Now let us apply some bootstrap style changes. With these changes, style changes, now let's run the application. You will see the form with bootstrap style changes now. Even if we minimize, you will see the expected output. Hope you enjoyed this video. Our next video is about model binding in ASP.NET Core MVC. Thank you.